Hey guys, really interesting close there in the NASDAQ. Did you see what happened? Did you see how weak the NASDAQ was? It lost a key sector today, and I think that's going to set up the next move down. Let's dive in. Okay, so before I show you that key sector, take a look at the indexes here. Now, I have up top the S&P all the way top right, NASDAQ here in the middle, and then Russell over on the right side. You'll notice that the S&P, let me just blow this up here to show you. I'm doing a simple fib retracement off the highs in the S&P, the absolute high here on the weekly. You'll notice that we just failed at the 78% retracement. But what I want you to take a look at here is the fact that we pushed through that 786 retracement right here, okay? That's interesting when you put it in the context of the Russell, which we never made the 786. We fell just short of the 78.6% retracement. Okay, so that's interesting. Let's go to the Russell. This guy never made a 786. This guy never even made a 618. He barely made a 50%. So the last video we talked about being short the Russell, it was actually 2 videos ago. I'll link you to it right here if you want to see that video on the short in the Russell. Let me take you over in 1 second. I'll show you that setup. I'm going to hit you with multiple things here. There's a lot going on in my mind right now, if that's okay. The NASDAQ lately has been strong, okay? It's not quite as strong as the S&P because, again, the S&P made the 786 up on the weekly. NASDAQ fell just short. The Russell only the 50%. But look at the close of the NASDAQ today, right at the lows. Okay, the reason the NASDAQ just got so weak is because we lost a key sector in the NASDAQ, which has been propelling it higher, healthcare, and specifically biotech. Biotech got rocked today. Look at the XLV here. This is the sector, SPDR overlay, 5-minute percent change. 0 point is April 7th, right at 2 o'clock. That was a low in the market. So that's the starting point for this percent change. XLV is leading on the downside, healthcare. And then right behind it is XLY, consumer discretionary. Those are 2 sectors you don't want to see leading on the downside if you are a bull. So that NASDAQ close that I just showed you on the 39-minute is interesting because I think healthcare and biotech got rocked, and that was one of the main sectors that was leading the NASDAQ. So NASDAQ's in trouble. Russell continues to be weak. We are short the Russell. Still have the trade on from that video two videos ago. Still have the 110, 105 put spread. We closed 108.5, so we still have plenty of room on the downside in IWM. Also, those of you who are following along, we did book max profit on the GLD spread today. We're long gold, and we got up to the 120, which is our short strike. So we took that off, and we are still short the dollar, making money there. So just updating you on the positions. Russell, let me show you where we are in the rut. Not really breaking down yet. We are holding that zone of fib resistance. Remember, we just did a 50% retracement up on the weekly. This is the 195-minute. Starting to back away from this zone of resistance. Nothing too crazy there. I do think we could be about to break down in wave 3. Okay, so if we get through 1090 in the rut, look out because the downside is coming. So again, we have that 105 short put. Let me just overlay the IWM. Okay, so here we go. The 105. Okay, so we have all the way down to this wave 3 low between 1070 and 1060 in the rut. The equivalent will be that short strike in our put debit spread, which would be the 105. So we have plenty of room. This trade should take care of us if we do have a wave 3 breakdown in the rut. The other trade I want to put in front of you is Apple. Apple just bumped up against some serious resistance that I want to draw your attention to. 110 was pretty big in Apple. There's a lot going on in this chart, but let me just handicap it for you. We just ran into resistance from 3 sources. Number 1, this blue dotted line is the 200 period moving average, which up here Apple shows us that it matters. Number 2 is the 618 relationship of D versus B. So what that means is you take green B, you multiply it by 0.618, you project it up off this low, and that gives you 111. This blue 618 is a 618 retracement of green C up in D. Okay, so we have a pair of 618 levels from green C wave and green B wave that is giving us the top, and green D wave. See, all the prior waves will have an impact on where your current one will go. So Apple's up against resistance. So altogether, guys, if we have lost the biotechs in healthcare, Apple's up against resistance. I also have resistance in Netflix and Amazon. I think the NASDAQ's in trouble, and we'll have to save this for another time, but crude oil, I think, is doing a false break, and if we get back below in crude oil, we will have lost energy and technology, and I think this market's in trouble. All right, guys? Hope that helps. You're still here? I guess you liked the video. If you did, go ahead and click the thumbs up button or subscribe to this channel directly below, and you'll get the videos in real time. Or you're gonna have 7 years of bad luck trading and you have to babysit Jake and Brody.